Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of chapter number 36, which is Surah Yasin, Quran in English Basics for Beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَإِذَا هُم مِّنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ. The trumpet shall be sounded, when behold, from the sepulchres men will rush forward to their Lord. Traditionally, the angel who will sound the trumpet is Israfil alayhi salam, but the name does not occur in the Quran. But the trumpet is mentioned in various places, for example, here in Surah Yasin, and also in chapter 6, verse 73, and chapter 78, verse 18. فَإِذَا هُمْ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ. When behold, from the sepulchres men will rush to their Lord. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقادنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون. They will say, woe unto us, who has raised us up from our beds of repose. A voice will say, this is what Allah most gracious had promised, and true was the word of the messengers. So the dead will rise as in a stupor, and they will be confused in the new conditions, in the new world that is in front of them. They will gradually regain their memory and their personality. They will be reminded that Allah in His grace and mercy had already announced the hereafter in their probationary lives, and the word of Allah's messengers, which then seemed so strange and remote, was true and was now being fulfilled. So, وَصَدَقَ الْمُرْسَلُونَ, and true was the word of the messengers. إِن كَانَتْ إِلَّا صَيْحَةً وَاحِدَةً فَإِذَا هُمْ جَمِيعٌ لَدَيْنَا مُحْضَرُونَ. It will be no more than a single blast, when lo, they will all be brought up before us. So time and space as we know them here will be no more. The whole gathering will be as if it is a twinkle of an eye. فَالْيَوْمَ لَا تُظْلَمُونَ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا وَلَا تُجْزَوْنَ إِلَّا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Then on that day, not a soul will be wronged in the least, and you shall but be repaid the needs of your past deeds. The judgment will be on the highest standard of justice and grace. Not the least merit will go unrewarded, though the reward will be for the righteous far more than their deserts. No penalty will be exacted, but that which the doer himself by his past deeds brought on himself. Cross-reference chapter 28, verse number 84. In ashab al-jannati yawma fi shughuli fakihun. Verily, the companions of the garden shall that day have joy in all that they do. We now have the symbolism for the indescribable bliss of the hereafter in 4 verses, 55, 56, 57, 58. Notice the subtle gradation in the description. First, in this verse we have the nature of the mise-en scene and the nature of the joy therein. Mise-en scene refers to it's a Latin phrase, refers to the arrangement of the scenery, the props on the stage of a theatrical production or on a film, or the setting or surroundings of an event, right? So we're looking at everything laid out. So what you will see in front of you, it will be a garden that is everything agreeable to see, to hear, to feel, to taste, to smell. All your 5 sensory organs will be in maximum pleasure, right? Delightfully green lawns and meadows, trees and shrubs, the murmur of streams and the songs of birds, the delicate texture of flowers and leaves, and the shapes of beauty in clouds and mist, the various flavors of fruits, and the perfumes of flower and scents and fragrances. The joy in the garden will be an active joy without fatigue or weariness. Whatever we do in it, every employment in which we engage there will be a source of joy without alloy. أزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون. They and their associates will be in groves of cool shade, reclining on thrones of dignity. Secondly, the joy or happiness is figured to be not solitary, but your joy and happiness is shared by associates like those whom we imagine, whether in spiritual love or marriage or parents, friends, family, relatives, everyone that we love, right? In whose fair faces some ray divine reflected shines, as Chami says, whose society is enjoyed in homes of happiness, situated in soothing shade, and furnished with thrones of dignity and peace. لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون. Every fruit and enjoyment will be there for them. They shall have whatever they call for. Thirdly, besides any external conditions of bliss and joy, the bliss in the hereafter has an inner quality expressed by the word fakihatun. The root fakiha means to rejoice greatly, to be full of merriment. The ordinary meaning of fruit attached to fakiha is derived from the idea that the flavor of choice, ripe fruit delights the heart of man, just as akala, to eat, is used for enjoyment. So fakiha, fruit, stands here for the specially choice enjoyment which goes with a fastidious and well-cultivated taste. In other words, it suggests that highest kind of joy, which depends on the inner faculty rather than any outward circumstances. This is further emphasized by the second clause, they shall have whatever they call for. Again, using the language of this life, the musician's heaven will be full of music. The mathematicians will be full of mathematical symmetry and perfection. The artist will be full of beauty of form and so on. So walahumma yadda'un, they shall have whatever they call for. Salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. Salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. So join me in the next episode as we continue with Salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. Right, stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.